Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Today is Tuesday, May 19th. It's actually my friend's birthday, so happy birthday, Ruth. I hope you have an amazing day. And I think I'm going to do a what I eat in a day. So I actually have a large black coffee. I got it on my way home from dropping my mom to work. It's her first day back after 2 months, so it was nice to get a nice little coffee. McDonald's was letting me down recently, but last couple of times it's been okay, so I'm giving them a second chance. If not, I'm gonna have to switch over to Tim Hortons. I think this coffee will hold me over. I'm gonna drink some water, and then when I make some breakfast, I will see you guys then. Alright, we are going to make some breakfast burritos. These are the toppings of choice. I'll go through them all in 1 second. So, first we have some bacon, which I'm gonna fry up right after I show you guys what I'm using. So that always starts first because then you can cook the rest of the stuff in the bacon fat. Then over here we have spinach. We have some grape tomatoes. That's about 3 grape tomatoes. 1 garlic, onions, 2 eggs, a slice of cheese. It's low fat, so I think it's like 35 calories. And then my seasonings of choice are pepper, salt, everything but the bagel seasoning, sriracha sauce, and we have a tortilla. This is a choice of tortilla that we're using. Honestly, it doesn't really matter as long as you make sure you put in the right entry. We really get what's on sale. So this one tortilla is 140 calories, 4.5 grams of fat, 22 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of protein. And then I have a pan over here that's heating up, and now I'm just gonna add the bacon. All right, so I am just gonna grab 2 pieces of this bacon. So the calories are on the back. For 2 slices, it's about 50 grams, 190 calories, 18 grams of fat, 1 gram of carb, and 6 grams of protein. High in sodium, it is high in fat, and really and truly it's not that much protein, but this is the only source of protein I have right now to add to my breakfast burrito. So that's what we're going with. So I always take 2 slices, and then I do my best to cut it in half with my hands. You could use tongs, but I'm gonna wash my hands right after. And I lay them flat, and you ideally want to hear that sizzle. Just gonna quickly wash my hands and I'll be back. Alright, so the only other thing I'm gonna do right now is put in one of these tortillas into the oven just so it heats up. Last few days I've been doing it late, and so it hasn't been as crispy as I would have liked. So I'm just gonna put the oven on broil or on 350, because honestly this is pretty quick to cook, and as soon as the bacon's cooked, it honestly takes a few minutes to cook the rest of the vegetables. One tortilla, open the oven, put it on this little, I call this like a roti tray. I don't know if you guys have one of these in your house, but I just put it on one of these, put it on broil, and then flip it when I think it's hot on one side. Alright, so now I'm just going to flip this bacon. If you want it to get really crispy, you can take some of the oil that's in the pan out. So we'll see how we feel about it in a second. And if you notice one side getting cooked more, just flip it all around. I'm sure you guys know how to cook bacon. Alright, so these are basically cooked to my liking. So I have a paper lined plate, and I'm just going to remove it. And then this way some of the excess fat can drain off. I decided not to get rid of any of the oil in the pan, and I'll show you how much is in there. So like this much. I'm going to actually cook the onions and all that stuff in there. So we will start off with the onions because they take the longest. And you're basically just going to sweat it out. After about 30 seconds, I'll add the garlic in just to make sure that it doesn't burn. And now I'm going to reduce the temperature to medium as well. All the brown bits at the bottom is called fond, and you want that. It's flavor. Okay, it's been about 30 seconds. See, it's kind of sweated it out a little. I don't know what the proper terminology is. And we're gonna add some garlic. After about another 30 seconds, I will add in the rest of the vegetables. The tomatoes and the spinach cook down in about 30 seconds. Once I add all the vegetables, that's when I'm going to season with some salt and pepper. And then I'll season again once I put in the egg. I'm only making 1 burrito, by the way, and then whatever scramble or filling I have left, I'm going to put it on this side. Now I'm just going to add the rest of the ingredients. And I'll also make sure to swipe the side of the pan over here. And I'm also going to add salt and pepper. The bacon is pretty salty already, so I'm not too concerned about lots of salt. You'll see how much this shrinks down to in a few seconds. Especially the spinach. That's why it's easy to add in some greens to your breakfast if it's something like spinach, because it really does not add much flavor, but it does keep you full for longer with the fiber. If you really want it to cook even faster, you can put a lid on top, but I'm okay to wait it out a little. Alright, that's pretty good to my liking. So what I'm going to do now is crack my eggs directly into the bowl. Also, I left it on broil and didn't pay attention, so it's kind of crispy. This side is not, so I'll probably build on this side. I'll show you when we get there though. I do break the yolk because I'm kind of making something like scrambled. Just wash my hands, and now, since I already broke the yolk, what I'm going to try to do is basically make the egg spread as much onto the plate or the pan as possible. Like, you see how these parts are already starting to cook really fast? Now it's going to cook super, super fast, so you just want to quickly build. Sorry, it's not even. So a little bit of that. And now, I'll just take this and scrape the sides and bring it all in and kind of just fluff it together and break it apart. This will cook now so fast, so you don't have to worry. You can season now if you want to taste it. I'm pretty confident it's going to be okay, so I'm not, but I am going to turn the stove off. Alright, so now we are going to build. This burner is not hot. I'm just going to put my plate on there because the egg mixture is right there. I want to make sure it still can fold, which is fine. I'll take that. We don't waste stuff around here. And again, you should just watch it when you put it in the oven. I obviously wasn't because I was recording. So, how to build. I start off with the cheese. I put the cheese at the bottom because this scrambled mixture is still hot, so it will melt it. Add the bacon. I have 4 slices, so I'm going to kind of build it into like a sandwich. You don't want to put too much because it's not going to fold, but at the same time, I prefer it in a burrito style than scrambled. Okay. We're going to add some sriracha. I completely forgot to take out the salsa, but we are using salsa. It is actually the last bit of the jar, but it's all good. No worries. Just kidding. I was going to say I'm not going to use any more salsa, but I am. The calories on this I don't track because look at it. For 4 tablespoons, 60 milliliters, it's 20 calories. So to me, that seems very small and really not worth it. Like the trouble of me weighing it out, etc. So, okay, that's done. And then final touches, you're gonna add everything but the bagel seasoning. I could add the bacon on top, but since I have some scrambled, I'm gonna just make it into a burrito like this. Alright, so again, not my best work, but this is real life and I wouldn't throw something away because it doesn't look presentable. Alright, like I said, might not be my best work, but I'm so hungry and I forgot that when you film what I eat in a day, you have to wait until you're done to be able to eat it. So yeah, exactly, not presentable, but it's food and I'm so hungry. Wow. bomb.com. I know people hate on bacon, but so good. And because this is a little crispy, it just gives you that perfect texture because it's crispy on the outside, soft and gooey on the inside. Bacon is delicious. The eggs are perfect. The sriracha sauce, the salsa. Wow. I'm just gonna go get my water and my phone, and then I'll tell you how many calories it was for this whole meal. I will say one thing I do is everything fast. I talk fast, I breathe fast, I eat fast. So I really try my best, especially when I figure it out, like I'm eating so fast, just to breathe, take it easy, and eat slower. And so one of the things I do is just drink water in between my meals. And during my meals, so that I can like breathe and I'm not so hungry. But obviously today I'm eating my breakfast at 1:19. I prefer not to do that. I'd probably eat around 10, 11, but I was just waiting for the kitchen to be free because there's a bunch of people at home right now, obviously, so I have to respect everybody's time and presence in the kitchen. So this meal was 505 calories. 2 slices of pork bacon, 190 calories. The tortilla was 140 calories. 2 eggs was 140 calories, and the cheese slice was 35 calories. I don't track sriracha. I didn't track the salsa. Everything with the bagel seasoning, like all of those things are very light. Now, on the other hand, if I used mayo or salad dressing, those things I would track because for like 15 milliliters, it's almost like 30 calories, and most times you use more than 15 milliliters, and so it can easily add up. If I was doing this and I was trying to lose weight and I told myself like I'm tracking everything perfectly and I'm still not losing weight, like I don't understand, then I would maybe reanalyze this, decide if I want to start tracking these other small things. But for now, it's working for me. It's worked for me before, so that's what I'm going with. Yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna continue eating because I'm starving. I did have some calories left over because I try to plan my whole day, right? So, for example, that was my breakfast, 505 calories. My lunch or dinner is going to be tacos. And then my dinner is going to be a salad. And then my snack is going to be the chocolate bar, a protein smoothie. And now I wanted to add some cherries. And it's all within my calories. So I can have 217 grams of cherries for 140 calories. So I'm going to weigh it out now with you. But see the temptation that I'm fighting in my family? So we have people that love sweets. It's where I get it from too. So let's push that away and have some cherries. Let's do this again because I did it in a weird way. So you have an empty little container. I'm going to find out how many I said I could have, which was 217 grams of cherries, okay? So we have 0 grams. Just add it on top. $210, $219. So I'll adjust that to $219, and there you have it. It's gonna be my snack. Yum. Ooh. Ah. So delicious. So excited. Calories are on the back. So I'm gonna try my best. My mouth is literally salivating to have just a small bite and save it. But like the chance of that happening is slim to none. I really want to savor it. I'm so excited. You ever smell it? Wow, good. Inside texture. Hello. It's like melt in your mouth. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have one more small bite. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I'm having one more bite. I'm trying to let it melt in my mouth, but I'll keep biting it. One last one. All right, so now we are going to build my lunch. It's a late lunch. It's about 6 o'clock, but it's a Friday, so I'm sure I'll probably be up late. These are what we are going to be using. So you have a big bowl in front of you. We have some freshly washed lettuce. I do have sauerkraut on the plate, but I just want to show you the calories. You can get this at any regular grocery store, but basically it's 45 calories for a quarter of a jar. This is a huge jar, and again, this to me is not worth it to track because I'm only taking that little bit over there in the corner. Then over here I have some Greek marinated chicken. It's 4 ounces. I have some slivered onions. I have sauerkraut, cucumber, and grape tomatoes. You can use whatever toppings that you want, but I don't track any of these stuff because it's, like I said, not really worth it. What I am going to be tracking is some feta cheese that I have. So I have my scale here ready for when I take it out. And then I'm going to be using some zesty Italian dressing. Also going to be tracking this because on the back for 1 tablespoon is 25 milliliters, and I'm not sure exactly how many milliliters I will be using. So how you build it? All I'm going to really be doing, tossing some lettuce over here, okay, and then I'll start with the sauerkraut. It kind of comes like put together, if that makes sense. So I'm going to be tossing a little bit of that. I have the onions next. Sprinkle it on top. Any residual stuff, I'm doing this with one hand, bear with me. Then I have cucumber, also chopped up. And then I kind of finished the grape tomato, so I just took like a regular tomato and cut it into smaller pieces. Let's just take whatever's left. I'll deal with the rest of that later. Then I have my chicken. Beautiful. I'm going to mix it up anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant. And then I'm going to weigh out some feta cheese. So it's measured by grams. So I'm going to do grams, and I'll show you how I do it. So I just did it the negative way. It's not really focusing, but I have 10 grams in my hand, and all I'm going to do is just crumble it on top. My mom's on the phone, so let's do this real quick. And now I'm going to do the same thing after I wash my hands with the Italian dressing. So 1 second. Alright, so we have the Italian dressing. You want to bring it down to tare, or 0, sorry. I'm going to switch it to milliliters, shake the bottle, lift it up, and make sure you're careful when you're doing this. I usually do like 2 rounds. I don't want to go any more than 30, so I'm at 27 milliliters, and that's cool. I'm going to add a little bit of everything but the bacon seasoning. A little bit drizzle. I'm going to add some pepper, and then I'm going to add some salt, and I'll show you once I've mixed it all up. So there you have it. That's my salad. Make sure you mix it up real good to get the dressing all over. You'll notice that a lot of your toppings go to the bottom, but obviously just when you eat it, make sure you get a little bite of everything. And I'm also going to have that with a little bubbly. 0 calories. It's like a sparkling water. It is, yeah, 0 calories, and it's just literally soda water, I think. To show you guys what the breakdown is, so the cooked chicken breast, 4 ounces, 160 calories. Feta cheese was 20 calories, and the Italian dressing was 45 calories. So 225 calories altogether. And then I still have to eat my tacos for dinner, and I'll probably have a protein smoothie before or after my walk. So there you go. That is my next meal. My next snack is going to be one of these Babel light cheeses. I just bought them today during groceries, but it is 45 calories for one, 2.5 grams of fat, 0 grams of carbs, and 5 grams of protein. And then I'm going to make a protein smoothie, which is really simple. Just need a blender. I'm using the PE Signs chocolate cupcake protein. And then I'm going to use 1/2 of a frozen banana. And then I have really cold water and some spinach. Super easy to make. I've done it many times before on the channel, but I will just show you guys as I make it. So you start off by taking the banana, cutting in half, so it's quarter pieces. And then you're going to add water. You add water next so that the protein has something to stick to and it doesn't become like gritty. How much water you want to add really depends on how thick or thin you want your smoothie. This protein is about 120 calories, 1.5 grams of fat, 1 gram of carbs, and 24 grams of protein. And I'm about to go do my exercise now, which is like 2 45-minute walks, so an hour and a half of walking for my 75 hard challenge. So after that, I'll have my dinner, which is going to be tacos. This up. And then I'm going to put some spinach. My mom yells at me for not washing spinach that comes in these type of bags, but they usually say triple wash, and I just figure if there's bugs in it, it's extra protein. Do it at your own risk though. I add a little bit more water on top so that the spinach can kind of come down a little. It's going to start off looking brown, but then it's going to turn green. Turn it off, unplug, there you have it. And I will show you what it's in the glass. Swish it around a little bit. And there you are, my 2 snacks that I'm going to have right now. Then I will go on my walk. So it's 11:13. I just finished my walk. As I said, I'm doing 75 hard. I realized during my walk they didn't even explain what that is. It's basically a mental toughness challenge, and this person named Andy Frisella came up with it. And there's a bunch of rules that you have to follow. And the rules are as follows. Number 1, you have to follow a diet. It can be whatever diet you wish it to be. So for me, I'm choosing to track calories, and I have a goal of being within my calories. So for example, this week my calorie goal is 1814, so 1,814, and a minimum of 80 grams of protein. That's what I want to hit every day. The second rule is that you have to do 2 45-minute workouts a day, and 1 has to be outside. So for example, today I didn't want to do anything other than walking, so I did both workouts in a row outside. So I did an hour and a half of walking outside, and for some reason I'm so tired. Then the third rule is no cheat meals and no alcohol. I also added a self rule of no other recreational activities either, and that's just because I want to stay sober for the next 75 days, and just not next 75 days, but for this 75-day period, just to see how productive I can be and give my liver and my lungs a break. Fourth rule is to take a progress picture every day. I've been taking it side angle because I want to see the progress in my arms, because that's the target area that I would like to see most progress in. Fifth rule is to drink a gallon of water a day. And the sixth rule is to read 10 pages of a non-fiction book. I was reading How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I actually finished reading this book. It's a really great book, very informative. And a lot of the things in here is like not hard to understand. It seems like common sense. It's just that I think you can forget that when you're like in the heat of the moment, or just kind of like in your own little bubble. I do want to summarize what I learned, and he does have summary points in here, so sometime over this weekend I'm hoping I can do that. And then the book I'm reading now, which I have to still read for today, is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I started reading it before, but I always have tried to read nonfiction books in like a go way. I do that with fiction books and I'm really good at it, but when it comes to these type of books, nonfiction, I feel like I ADD out and I just can't focus like that. I'm so tired. I want to pass out. I think I'm just going to drink water, read my 10 pages of a book, and sleep. So I'm going to just tell you what my ending calories are. Basically, I was supposed to have tacos, which I'm not having. So for breakfast, I had the burrito. For lunch, I had my salad. And for snacks, I had a crunchy chocolate bar, protein smoothie, cherries, and that little babel. So my ending calories was 1,296 calories. I think that's a little low. I do know that's a little low, but I ate really late, started eating late, and I'm just gonna pass out. Like I can't even explain how tired I am. For some reason, I always think that after I do my exercise, and I've been doing it at night, which is not ideal. I would love to do it in the morning first, at least one, and then do the second one after work. But for some reason, every time I do my like nightly walk or whatever, I get so tired. And in my brain, I'm like, it's just a walk, it's so easy. But like, I don't know, it's like all of the day's energy or whatever, like really just like it releases by the time I do my walk, and then it's just like I want to pass out. My ending macros are 97 grams of protein, 110 grams of carbs, 52 grams of fat. My sugar is a little high, and I'm probably going to make it higher. I have leftover caramel. There's like 2 slices, 2 of those little squares, and it says per one bar is 250 calories. So say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so I think each little square is 50. Let's find out. I'm gonna add this under snacks, which is gonna make my sugar go even higher, but honestly, I don't care about that kind of stuff. It's good to know, but I'm telling myself like it could be much worse. Sorry about that. So I'm having a fifth of the bar, which is 0.2, and it's actually 50 calories. I don't know why this is taking me so long. You would think that someone who studied accounting in school would be better at it. Anyways, for these two little squares, it's 6.2 grams of carbs, 2.6 grams of fat, 0.6 grams of protein. So now I'm at 1,346 calories, 468 calories remaining, 98 grams of protein, 116 grams of carbs, 76 grams of sugar. Apparently I'm over by 16 grams. My fats is 55. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.